The Canon 24-105 f4 Mark I. Is this the best value premium lens for video? Originally released in 2005, the 24-105 is almost 15 years old, so making it somewhat of a vintage. But with that age comes incredible value. We managed to pick this up from London Camera Exchange for just £400, which for a premium L series lens is incredible value. It's a zoom lens with a hugely versatile range of 24mm all the way up to 105 with a minimum focus distance of 45 centimeters. That means that this lens bridges almost all the focal ranges you're likely to use for day-to-day video. It has a maximum aperture of f4, which can stop all the way down to f22, so it's certainly not a fast lens, but that tends to be the case with any lens that has image stabilization built in, which thankfully for filmmakers, the 24-105 does, with a quoted 3 stops of stabilization. Like all of Canon's L series lenses, this uses the USM autofocus motor. It also has a really nice and responsive manual focus ring, the kind of build quality that you would expect from any professional bit of glass. Now with all of that said, let's look at the good bits of the Canon 24-105 f4 Mark I. Now the first good bit about this lens is the build quality. It's always going to be the first thing you notice when you unwrap it. And it is incredible. It feels incredibly weighty and sturdy in hand, like any premium lens. And to be fair, the fact that this lens is almost 15 years old and looks and works almost like new tells you everything you need to know about the build quality of this awesome bit of glass. Now the next great bit for filmmakers about this lens is the fact that it has image stabilization built in. If you're planning on doing any vlogging, handheld shooting, or run and gun filming of any kind, image stabilization is a must-have in the lens that you're using, especially if your camera body doesn't have it built in. So the fact that the 24-105 does have it is an incredible feature. Now next up with this lens is its image quality, and optically it is a beautiful lens to work with. It is sharp edge to edge almost through the entire focal range. Now sure, it's not a bokeh beast with a maximum aperture of f4, but really that's an okay trade-off considering it has image stabilization, and for everyday filmmaking, especially in a run and gun scenario, it offers enough separation from your background to be a great lens to work with on an everyday basis. And finally in the good bits is its versatility and its value for money. The fact that you get a 24 all the way to 105 means that this lens is incredibly versatile. It spans almost all the focal ranges you're likely to use in your everyday video. Now the fact that you get that huge versatility, that image stabilization, that great optical quality, that could make this the most versatile premium lens that you can buy. If you're in the market for one premium lens or you only have the budget that can stretch to one, this could well be the perfect choice for you. Now with all that said, let's look at the bad bits of the Canon 24-105 f4 Mark I. The first bad bit is how noisy the autofocus motor is. And in fairness, it's not a criticism necessarily of this lens on its own, but just of the USM autofocus motor that Canon uses in general. Any L series lens will have this problem. The autofocus motor is a noisy one. It's not unusably noisy, it's definitely passable, but if you're using the internal microphone on your camera or a hot shoe mounted microphone, you are going to hear some of that focus motor noise. It's just something worth bearing in mind if you are going to use this lens on a camera that's for vlogging or documentary style shooting where you're going to be recording your audio inside the camera itself. But beyond that, it's hard to be overly critical of a lens that's this versatile, that optically good, and sits at a price point that's so accessible to all. For sure, there are lenses out there that are going to be optically better, that offer a faster aperture, or just generally prettier lenses to work with. But for an all-rounder, for an everyday lens, or maybe your first premium lens, the 24-105 f4 Mark I is hard to beat. So in summary, if you could only own one premium lens, the 24-105 f4 Mark I is a great choice to go for. If you're on a lower budget and looking to make that step up in quality with huge versatility, then I would absolutely recommend this lens for you. If you'd like to know more about this lens, there's some links below, and while you're down there, why not consider subscribing to our channel or even joining our Filmmakers Club on Patreon, our monthly club where you get access to our assets for filmmaking such as presets for Premiere Pro, or even our copyright-free music library available to you to help you on your filmmaking journey. That's been my grab and go review of the Canon 24-105 f4 Mark I. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.